So when it comes to the Python, the very first one is the introduction to Python. So you know that Python is a programmatic language. So instead of having the different languages like Ruby, Java, and we have different languages. Why we are going for the Python? Why we need to choose the Python for data science?
uh, because it's fast and reliable.
Yeah. So as Sanjana mentioned that, and as John mentioned that. So of course you both are correct. So when it comes to the what do you say, the Python. So Python is a high-level language, programmatic language, and it is very simple and reliable. And also the thing is that so where in Python we are having extensive libraries when it comes to the Java or when it comes to the other when it comes to Ruby and different languages, we have very good number of libraries. These libraries we can use for solving any data science problem statements. And this is one use case. And most of the data scientists will be using Python uh, as a tool for solving the data science because of it's having the good number of libraries and modules and packages and etc. And also when it comes to Python, we are having very good what you say community. So the community which is like Kaggle is one of the community, and see here Kaggle is for machine learning and deep learning, and also we are having the GitHub build and software. It is one of the community. So we'll be having we're in GitHub now, so we'll be storing our code and etc. etc. And when it comes to Kaggle community, so where we'll be especially having the data science related problem statements, code, and everything. So one thing I can say that so whereas the data, of course, most of them are fear that Python is a programmatic language. I'm not that much aware of the coding and etc. etc. Maybe I'm from non-technical, so I don't have that much knowledge on the Python programming. But the advantage in the field of data science is that so you don't need to be a coder, you don't need to be a coder, but just you need to have some awareness on the basics of Python. That is the very first one. And one more thing I want to highlight that uh, one more thing I want to highlight that it is easy to learn, and ecosystem is very simple, and the syntax is also very simple. It is very syntax is also very simple, and also uh, it is a the syntax would be similar to the human readable language. Like if you want to write some simple program, like whether what you say number is a even or not. Okay, just simple you can pass something if and else condition. It is a very simple human readable language. This is and the key features. So when it comes to key features of Python, so that is a readable syntax, as I told you already, and interpreted language. So interpreted language means so there are some of the scenarios we can run the, for example, let's take this is the one of the Jupyter notebook. So where in the Jupyter notebook you can run in one by one cell, okay, so that it will give the respective code execution, and also the dynamical type course while working that you will be getting to know that. And we are having the largest standard libraries. So mention like NumPy, Pandas, and etc. etc. And we can use Python in cross platforms like we can use it on the Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and everywhere we can use with simple words. And as I told you, that community support, we are having use community support. And where is we are using Python exactly? The very first one would be that currently we are using a Python for the machine learning and the data science purpose. And there we will be using the number of libraries and web development, like for developing any web something like this is also one of the application. So this, for developing any web application, we are using the um Python, and also in order to create any pipeline. in order to have any software development, and there we are using the Python, and for cybersecurity and networking, and for even for the education field, some of the time we are using the Python. So I don't want to go in depth. So everyone knows about the Python and advantages. So one thing I can say that Python is something like a developer friendly. Of course, it is also beginner friendly, but it is why I'm saying developer friendly means you won't feel that much uncomfortable while writing the script in Python, and it is also a strong community. Like if you found any issue, okay, if you found any difficulty, so there may be a chance that we may think whom we need to ask. For example, if it is related to completely technical related thing, so even sometimes within our circle we are not able to get the solution. But as we are having the community, like I mentioned, that Stack Overflow, GitHub, Kaggle, if you throw the question there, someone like expert, they may give the response in such a way that so you can work on that issue. And also the libraries and frameworks. So I'll come through the libraries and frameworks in the next thing. I mean, comes to disadvantages like Python will take some small amount of means some slower execution when compared to Java and C++. Why? Because we are why? Because it's consume high memory. So because of that reason, so it will be taking some slower execution. And when it comes to mobile development, so it is not very good suitable language, programming language. And the key applications like you may get what are the applications we are using in Python with respect to data science. So like data collection, data cleaning and pre-processing, exploring data analysis, data visualization, machine learning, big data processing, and natural language processing. These all are the some of the applications, the scenarios where you are using the Python. So when it comes to data collection, we'll be using some of the if you take if you have the LinkedIn social media platform, so from the LinkedIn, I want to scrap all the data. So at that time, you will be using some of the Python libraries called Scrappy and Beautiful Soap. So by using the libraries, you can extract the data from the respective uh, platforms, and you can utilize this data for your data science application, and you can come up with the insights, and you can improve the business and whatever it may be. And for example, most of the scenarios, if you go to any uh, scenario, uh, you won't get the processed data. You won't get the complete clean data. Most of the time, you will be getting the what exactly raw data. The raw data must be having some full stop, commas. The data is not correct exactly. So for that reason, we need to clean the data. For cleaning the data, we will be using most of the NumPy, Pandas, etc. For regular expressions. By using the Python libraries, we'll be cleaning the data and exploring the data. In order to understand the data, what exactly the data was exactly, we were going for the EDA, where in EDA will be going to know what the data was exactly, how the data was exactly. And when it comes to data visualization, so for example, we have the Tableau tool, Tableau Power BI, which are the data visualization tools currently we have. But wherein Python is also providing one of the library called Matplotlib and CMOL. By using the visualization tools and libraries, you can visualize the data, whether it may be scatter plot or page plot or histogram, bar plot, whatever it may be. So you can visualize the data and machine learning. So in order to train the model over the data, we'll be using some of the scikit-learn libraries and some of the scikit-learn libraries modules and big data processing. So in order to work on heavy data, so of course it is also suppose the big data. So by we are having the PySpark and natural language processing to work on the test data. This is one of the test data to work on this type of test data. So we'll be using natural language processing, so where we are having the libraries called NLTK and SciPy, Spacey. So and these are some of the, of course, I was saying that we are having good number of Python libraries In Python, we are having good number of libraries. Some of them are like NumPy for the numerical operations, and Pandas is for the data manipulation and analysis. And when it comes to Seaborn and MATLAB for the data visualization, and also we are using some of the advanced analytics like the scikit-learn for machine learning, and also the stats model for the statistical modeling, and XGBoost and the light vision for the gradient boosting. And we are using the TensorFlow and also the what you say sci-fi, TensorFlow, PyTorch frameworks for the deep learning, and big data we are using the PySpark and AS. For NLP we are using NLP kind of spacey. So these are the some of the libraries. So there in coming days we'll be going to, of course, obviously we'll be going to work on these libraries only. So to do uh, respective projects and something. And when it comes to advantages of using Python in data science, so one is that, as I told you, that we are having very good interactivity with respect to the. When I'm saying interactivity means I know Python, so I know the syntax and everything. Where I need to execute this. If I execute somewhere, then only it will run. So we are having a good number of interactive tools or editors, Python editors. Like we are having the Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Lab, Google Colab, and we too have the
Sandeep,
uh,
could you please share your screen also?
yeah. So yes, thank you, Subbu, for letting me know. And as I told you, the advantages of using Python data science, interactivity, nothing but so where we are using the Python commands and etc. Like we are having good number of Python editors, as I told you, Jupyter Notebooks, Google Colab, and more and more. And when it comes to cross platforms, like we are using this Python for different use cases. It may be for the development and deployment. And when it comes to scalability, so we can use Python in both the scenarios, like small and large scale uh, business problem statements and community and resources. Everyone knows. So we are having good documentation regarding the Python. For each and every library, we are having a very good documentation, and also what you say, as I told you, mentioned that so Kaggle is very good for the developers, and also the GitHub. For example, everyone is having, like, for example, you are writing a script somewhere, you are writing a script and you are executing everything in your local machine. But so if you want to showcase yourself, what is I am, so where I'm expert, so what you'll be doing, you'll be having this everything and you'll be keeping this in your repo, so that everyone can have the access and they can utilize your code and everything. Similarly, you can do this, you can have access for the remaining repos. You can do in such a way that this is very simple. This is one of the advantages. And when it comes to the real world examples of Python data science, so as I mentioned every time, so Python is everywhere, and irrespective of the domain in the sense like it may be banking or finance or retail or healthcare, social media comes under like this LinkedIn, etc., etc. So everywhere we are there, like in the field of manufacturing, like Tata Steel, Maruti Suzuki, so Robert Bosch. So everywhere we are in real-time industry, everywhere in the manufacturing, everywhere we are using the Python. Nowadays, sorry, Python for data science. Nowadays, all the companies want to implement this data science as their one of the mainstream. Why I'm saying mainstream because so in generally everyone want to know what will be going to happen in future. Okay? So if you know the future, so based on that we can come up with some of the scenarios and we can make our future in a very good manner. Similarly, the company also want to know about their future predictions and etc. etc. So if you know their future prediction and whatever it may be, the company can modulate the business like that in such a way that uh, they can get very good profits, etc. So in the real world, we are using data science in all the streams. And when it comes to the finally, we come to the installation of Python and everything. So you have the laptop. And Harshad, you,
Yeah. Hello.
yeah, yeah. So any doubts, Sanjana and Harshad?
No, no. So far, no.
Okay.
I'm good.
Please open the Anaconda Navigator.
Okay.
Please open the Anaconda Navigator. And Anaconda, Anaconda Navigator for Windows. Download for Windows. Go to Anaconda Navigator website. Just sign in. Click on the download Anaconda. So here we are having the option called download Anaconda. So it will redirect to the home page of Anaconda. There you can see the free download option.
Hmm.
Just sign in with your email address. So let's take, I'm signing with my, so this check out and submit. Okay. And we are having the distribution installers. So as we need to download for Windows, just click on this. A file will be going to be downloaded and it will be having the size of something 914 MB. Are you following?
Yes.
So I think Harshal you have installed, no?
It's downloading.
Okay. Once it was downloaded, just let me know. Sure, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that we can start this. Okay, Harshad, once you are able to download the what do you say, the version, the package or the file, what it may be, just go to the downloads folder, and most of the time where it will be going to store in the downloads folder, and we'll be go to the file and double click on the file. Hmm. Yeah, this is the file, Anaconda distribution file. Just double click on the Anaconda navigation distribution, and it will be installing. So once it got installed, so it will redirect to a one of the site page. Will redirect, a pop-up window will be open. Just click on the next. Uh, just agree all the terms. Agree, and install for just me. Now don't click on all users as you are working on your own system, and give your destination folder. So thereafter you need to go step by step. Okay. So it will take some time for installing. At least it will be taking 5 to 8 minutes of time.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how we'll be going to install a Anaconda Navigator in our local machine.
Yes,
Okay,
got it. Yes.
so, and meanwhile, so we'll be going to see how we can open the Jupyter Notebook. So could you please go to Anaconda Navigator? No. Just click on the Windows.
Okay.
Anaconda. Yeah. So see, we are having the two approaches of opening the Jupyter Notebook, or there is a spider or what it may be. So the thing is that if you click on the Anaconda Navigator icon, okay, it will open the respective UI. Okay, if you open the Anaconda Navigator icon, it will open the Anaconda UI. Where in the UI you will be having the number of like 8 Python editors. So you can launch the editor. That is one way. The second way would be that, so wherein go to your command prompt, the Anaconda command prompt, and it will be showing Anaconda prompt. Open the Anaconda prompt, and just so if you see here you can see the base. Base is a by default environment in generally. Okay, and you may have a doubt where is of course you install one. When you are installing the what do you say Anaconda, the all files will be open in one. All files will be stored in one directory. The directory would be, go to the C, users, see here all your respective Anaconda related files are being stored here. Okay, now.
Yes.
So all your Anaconda files, everything, the related jars and everything to work the Python and to work the Anaconda, everything on the related files are being stored here. And simply you can have C go to your, I think you know the CD means changing the directory.
Yes.
CD Anaconda 3. Okay. Here just click Jupyter Notebook. Just write Jupyter Notebook. I'll give some simple command called enter. Jupyter Notebook and give enter. And the Jupyter Notebook is launching and see. So this is where my all Anaconda related files has been stored. Okay, now. So
Yes.
here you can create a file here, something like this. So as already done. The very first step is before going to work on Python, first we downloaded the Anaconda from the respective website. There we install the Anaconda on Windows machine. And so in order to check whether the Conda was installed perfectly or not, okay, simply you can have the open the Anaconda prompt once again. And and just verify so which version has been installed in your local machine. Just run this, try to run this command, Conda version. Which version is installed in your local machine?
Minus 20.
What about you, Arshad?
Yeah, 2025.
20,
25.
2025.
Means 5, 6 dot.
Just do one thing, just ping in the chart. So this is how we'll be going to know that whether the Conda installed in your local machine properly or not. So thereafter, in order to open the Jupyter Notebook, we simply run a command called Jupyter Notebook from your command prompt, so that the respective editor will be opened either in the browser, either in the Google Chrome or at whatever it may be. And so this is how. And just I want to make sure that so once you are open the this is my Jupyter this is my environment, Jupyter environment. Just open the notebook from here. Just open the notebook from here. And so currently the Python select the kernel as a Python 3 as a default and select. So if you see here, we are having the Jupyter Notebook name. So as it is a demo, this you can make sure that having the demo. So you okay, and rename it. So if you want to run something, just run. If you want to see whether your uh, the respective Jupyter working fine or not, just run print. What it will print, you double quotes, hello. So just shift and enter. So the respective statement will be printed. That is welcome to the world of data science and AI. And you can have the changes. You can do the same shift and enter. You can run any number of times. It will give you the same response. Okay, this is how we'll be using the Jupyter Notebook for writing the Python code and everything. And also, and one more thing. So after checking the Jupyter Notebook, so you may have first. So there are some of the pack, as I told you that we are having a package like NumPy, scikit-learn, pandas, and etc. etc. You may have some doubt how we need to install the respective packages. Okay, same go to the same command prompt. So, for example, if you want to check the Python version, so you may have doubt what would be the Python version. Yes, Control C and go to the documents. Run this command. So what we are doing, so we are installing, so we are importing the package called Swhizz. So, and from the Swhizz, we are trying to get the version of the Python. So the current Python version that I'm using is 3.11.7. Okay. So you can also check from your end which Python version has been installed in your environment, base environment. What about your Harshad? Which version has been installed in your local machine in your base environment?
I'm doing.
Okay, okay. And parallelly from the Anaconda prompt also we can get to know that. See here. So from the Anaconda prompt also we can get to know that by writing the simple command Python hyphen capital V hyphen. So currently I'm using the Python version 3.1.7. Okay, on my base machine, my base environment. So whenever you are writing any Python program now, so you need to be aware that which version you are using exactly. Why? Because let me give you a scenario. Currently, I'm using the Python 3.1.7 version, and you are using the Python 3.12. But there are some of the packages which will support the 11.7, and it won't support. Of course, there are some of the packages which won't support the 12. Okay, so in order to avoid this type of conflicts, you need to be aware that which Python version we are using currently. So if you know the which Python version exactly we are using, then we can ask the person to use the same Python version, and so that code and everything would be same. Okay, so if you execute, and what about your Python version? Okay, fine. And what about Harshad?
3.10.
3 point?
10.
Good, not an issue. Okay, so 3.9 points. Yeah. So when it comes to installing a package, so just to know what are the packages are there in my default base environment, just click pip freeze or pip list in from your base environment. So from the command prompt itself, we are launching the notepad. Okay, so These are all the list of packages that are existed in my local machine. See, we are having the like pandas. We have, of course, as it is base machine, a base environment, na, so they'll be providing by default packages. See, we have NLTK of what to say 3.8.1, and we too have the NumPy version, NLTK NumPy version, and we too have the pandas version here. Yeah, pandas 2.1.4. So these are the by default list of packages currently we have. So if you want to install any new package, just do one thing. Uh, I'll be not going to install new package, but we'll be going to install existing package only. So if you want to install any package, just write pip install. Pandas double equal to 3.1.4. See, so what is the pandas version here? We are using 2.1.4. Pandas double equal 2.1.4. So what it was saying that the package the respective package version was already there in your base environment. So that is the reason it was showing already satisfied. If you want to make it is Python or something like 2.3.0. If you give simple pandas now, if you use simple pandas, it will be taking the default version. So I prefer go with the, if you are trying to install any package, don't go with the default name. Just give the Python version so that it will be installed in the respective uh, package in your base environment. So this is my base environment. Okay. So the base, you may have a doubt. Where is my base environment? This is my base environment, complete base environment. So you may have a doubt where this all package was stored, where this all package was stored. You may have a doubt. So this all package was stored in the site packages. Go to scripts. In the scripts, you'll be having the lib, we are having the site package. So the all the packages were stored in the site packages. Okay. So of course, to say frankly, you no need to be aware this all, but in general, so when we are working with the cross-functional teams like DevOps team and data engineering team, so what happens? Maybe sometimes the data engineering team would be using the different packages, different Python version, and you are using the different one. So if you give your code to your data engineers or DevOps for developing, for enhancing the product, so there may be a chance of conflicting. So at the time, what you'll be doing, you'll be giving all this environment to them, so that they'll be keeping all this in a specific environment. They'll be running the same thing, so that there will be no conflicts and etc. etc. Okay, and so just want to make sure that all our package by default package will be stored in the site package. Yeah. So this is where our all by default package will be stored in the site package. And you may have a doubt. So just now we created one file. The file name is called demo. Uh, The file name is called demo.ipynb. So anyone, Sanjana, where it will be stored, this file exactly? Generally, did you create any file? This is a file you created now. So just rename the file name. Yeah, rename the file name to demo, something like that. No. Control Z. So IP generally, so if you click on the title name, so IP by NB. IP, for example, if you open any, what you say, Word file, so you may have the extension called doc. If you open any notebook, you may have the extension called TST. If you open any, for example, if you have any image, it may be having the extension called PNG or something like that. And similarly, for the Python notebook, this is a Jupyter notebook. So this file also having the extension called IPynb. Okay, don't delete that. Just rename the untitled. Okay, rename and go to here. Shift enter. Okay, this is how you need to enter. And where is this file is it stored exactly? For sure, you also where this file is stored exactly.
The file is stored in
So this is a cloud environment. This is a cloud environment. Just we are making sure that so as we are trying to run this Python commands from here. But in generally, where this file is stored. So in order to know where this file is stored exactly, just run a command called pwd. This means present working directory. See here, just type the pw command from your Jupyter notebook. Just go to that folder. What about Harshad? So if you type a command pw means present working directory. Where this file has been stored exactly. If you ask me, so where I in Anaconda 3 with the name of demo.ipynb, my file has been stored here. Okay. And Harshit,
I'm doing.
okay. So make sure that whenever you are uh, writing any commands or writing any scripts, so there are some of the particular commands should be there. Just save those commands in somewhere so that you won't forget. Open your C. No. Go to your local machine. Okay, file, you got it. So this is so by having the command, so you'll be getting to know that where this file has been stored exactly. Okay, and so in generally, while you are working on anything, just do one thing. So make sure to create one specific folder. Is show you that. Here we are having a new option. So where in the new, you can click on a new folder, and by default, it will be giving the untitled folder. Okay, just rename it to the I will be remaining to demo classes, something like that. And open the demo classes. So instead of having the demo.py there, just make this and copy and paste in the demo classes. If you are not able to do like that, just do one thing. Go to here, Control C and X, and just type in the demo classes. Control V. Okay. Okay. This is how you implement it. So what I am doing, I'm maintaining my all data science related files in a folder called demo classes. Similarly, I'm also having a scenario like I'm maintaining all my data science related notebooks and everything in one folder, like Python basics and operations, functions. So what we need to have, what are the libraries that we'll be going to learn. Maintain everything on notebook. So you also maintain in such a way that, so today we had a demo session and make sure to have some rename it to some 00 first topic and the class name in such a way that so everything will be in a proper order. And at the time of practicing now, so maintain one particular folder called practice folder and do your homework or do your practice work there, everything. So this is how we'll be maintaining. I think you are familiar with this, no? How to run the command, how to open the Jupyter Notebook, or else how to launch the Jupyter Notebook from your command prompt, how to know the how to check the Conda version, how to check the Python version from the Anaconda prompt, how to know the list of package you have, and how to install the package. I think you are aware how to install the additional package from your current Anaconda prompt. So this is how and, we'll be doing. So what we learned today means we learn the topics like intro to Python and its applications and key features of Python, means where we are using Python exactly, and advantages of Python and the key applications of Python for data science, um, Python libraries, what are the Python libraries we have, the advantages of Python using in data science, and what are the real world cases where we are using the Python for data science, and how to install we install the Anaconda on our local machine. And one more thing, just to have, so once you have installed the Anaconda Navigator, you no need to install once again. Okay, why? Because the complete setup, everything was stored in the respective folder. Okay, so we download the Anaconda from the respective website, that Anaconda, and we install the Anaconda, and finally we did tested whether the Conda has been installed properly or not by using the Conda version command. And we too have launched the Jupyter Notebook from the command prompt by writing a simple Jupyter Notebook, and we too check the Python version, which Python version we are currently using, and that is 3.9 point something. And one more thing I want to say that if you simply write Jupyter Notebook, okay, currently where this Jupyter Notebook, in which environment this Jupyter Notebook will be get launched? from which environment this Jupyter Notebook get launched. This Jupyter Notebook will be getting launched from the base environment. Base is a by default version. Okay. For example, if I want to shift this from base to a different, like I can simply write Conda activate label right. We'll check what are the so just try to run this command. So by running this command, you'll be getting to know that what are the environments do we have. Currently, I'm having this all environments. Base is by default, and it is stored in the C users del Anaconda 3. Just try to run the same command from your Anaconda prompt. So why we need to create multiple, you may have a doubt, suppose we have the base environment. So why we need to go for the other? Tell me a reason why we need to go for different environments. Why? After having the base environment. Harshad, what about you?
To switch between projects. What?
Exactly. So in order to shift the projects, for example, in base is by default one, but base will be having the some 3 point 11 point some, but I don't want that version. So I want to go with the some specific Python version, the specific Python packages. So for the to shift the projects, as I told you, Harshad, so in order to work on the multiple projects with the desired versions and etc., we need to have the we need to create the respective environment for that. If you say drowsiness detection, which is here drowsiness detection is one of the project. So this project showcase that so whether the person is drowsy or not, is sleepy or not. So for this drowsiness detection project, it is having respect to Python version. Similarly, sentiment analysis. So here you will be working in the test data. So for this also we are having some specific versions, Python version. For example, so we won't install unnecessary packages for the respective project. For example, when we are looking the test data, we'll be installing only the test related project packages. We won't be installing the image related packages. So have to be restricted to the specific uh, versions of Python packages, to be restricted to specific packages, we need to have the specific Python environment. So we'll let you know that how we'll be going to create a separate environment for our projects and everything. So, yeah. So this will be getting to know by tomorrow class. So where in the tomorrow class, I will be letting to know how we'll be managing the environments. How can we switch from one environment to another environment? And yeah, that is the one thing. And also we'll be trying to cover the Python basics in the tomorrow classroom. And make sure to have a revise today. And tomorrow class will tell you how to manage the environments, and will also parallelly let you know the basic operations of Python. Okay.
Okay.
Any doubts?
No.